Hi everybody and welcome on board this Falcon powerboat for a look around her cockpit and her downstairs in glorious virtual reality. So how does that work? Well, all you need to do is swipe your screen or click and drag your screen up, down, left or right, and you can look around wherever you like, whenever you like. How cool is that? And we hope that that will give you an idea of what it's like to be on this boat before you even get on board. And we hope that you get a really good idea of her layout, etc. Now, I will move the camera around, and some people do feel sensitive to that. If that may be you, I will let you know when the camera is going to be moved so you can avert your eyes, and then when the camera is safely back down, I will let you know and you can return to the tour with me. But let's hope that doesn't happen. So here we are on this slightly older boat, and you know, we can tell we've got a vintage theme around this boat, but actually she's quite nice. If you just look around the cockpit, we've got this kind of grey tones everywhere. We've got the blue enclosure above us. We've got lots of light and space, feeling good, and this boat is very well priced. Starting at the top then, you can see we've got this lovely cockpit enclosure that looks like it's got plenty of life left in it. To me, I'd say that it probably would benefit from a valeting, but just look at what you've got. So you've got a big tent over the whole cockpit, so in that bad weather, etc., you can still use this area for your cockpit parties, your entertainment, or just sitting with your loved ones and reading your newspapers, etc. Or you can, on better days, you can roll up the sides, you can roll up the back, you can roll up the front as well. Whatever combination you would like to get light and air through this boat up here, you can, which I really like. And also we've got windows in all sections as well, coupled with the windscreen facing forwards too. Really good viewpoint for everywhere. So if you're here and you're entertaining, you've got a great view. If you're here and you're driving, for rule 5 of the call regs, you shall keep a lookout and all that good stuff. We can see 360 all the way around this boat. Really important and really well looked after on this boat. Pretty cool, huh? So looking down, you can see we've got the main cockpit area. Now we've got a cockpit table in the middle, which is sitting on top of the access plate, which lifts up and allows access to the BMW engine down below. All good access down there. We've got C-shaped seating, actually U-shaped seating at the back. Each one of these cushions lifts up to allow access to a decent locker underneath, which is great for all your tools, your cleaning gear, that kind of stuff. And everywhere there can be a cubby hole, there is a cubby hole. So there's one here, one at the back, one on the starboard side, another one on the starboard side there, another one on the port side. Nice deep cubby holes for all your bits and pieces. And in the starboard side there, we can see we've got the Eberspacher warm air heating fitted, so that should keep you nice and toasty on the colder days. Really good. And we can sit here, we've got the cockpit table, we can just enjoy ourselves to our heart's content. Very nice. Now if we're moving around the boat, we can see we have grab rails in all sorts of different places. These are going to help us as we're sitting down holding on, because she is a power boat, we're going to get some bang bang. But also if we're traversing out of here along these side decks, we can come out of here, we can use this to hold on if we want to, until we transfer our weight to the grab rail, which is outside. So well thought of, and I think we would feel confident moving around this boat if we're getting a little bit of wave action, everybody. Really good. We've got a kind of outro finish to the flooring. I say that other types of flooring are available obviously, but it looks good and I think it will clean really well. You're sitting on a double helm seat, which does, if you look in the photos, does with a one-armed action just move over like that and gives you rear facing seating, so you can have everybody sitting around the cockpit table having those cocktails at the end of a hard working day at sea. Very nice indeed. If I just come to the forward side, just please do follow me over here. We can see we've got a double seat here. This would probably clean up, I think, but you might want to get it changed. Some new upholstery on here would really sort of liven her up, spiv her up a little bit, but it is concentric with her age, I think, and it passes around onto the port and starboard sides and round the cockpit as well. But back to the helm section, we have a locker underneath the seat too. We have the helm with your outdrive tilt trim switch incorporated. We've got the depth sounder over there too, and we've got the wheel, and on top we've got the compass, we've got a Lowrance and Hummingbird unit, an older Garmin unit underneath here. We've got engine water temperature, engine oil pressure, I think that is, engine hours, engine start stop and warnings, engine speed, and battery voltage there, and a few more switches, etc. And I think the fuel tank's over on the contents over on the right hand side there. Something to hang on to here, something somewhere to put your chart publications, etc. Pretty much I think everything you would need to be able to navigate this boat safely and competently, but that will be over to you. So yes, very, very good indeed. So I'll pick the camera up now. We'll go downstairs, and as I'm talking, we'll talk about the companionway which I'm going through now. In fact, I'll start now because we've got back downstairs. With the cameras now down safely, this is a companionway that we came through, and I really like this because a lot of manufacturers would have kept the door, finished the door here, and there would be bulkhead here. But as you can see, we've got a folder section here, so that comes back, and we've got a nice, really wide companionway, so it feels like we're not completely disconnected from the inside out. We can hang onto this handle as we're coming down onto the deck head there, and as we come down we see we've got a small electrical unit, electrical panel here, a VHF DSC, couple of 240 volt sockets, always nice to see on boats, and we're down. So really nice and easy to get through, very nice indeed. As we get down, we get to the galley unit. So in here we've got, that's your cutlery and cruet drawer. In here we've got this surprise addition of a nice little cooker here. We've got 2 burners here and a grill underneath, so that goes away. Now do note that when this is out, access through here is going to be more difficult. This may be why they've taken this section out here and added it to the companionway door, but obviously if this is hot being used, then we really are limiting the use of the companionway. Just something to be aware of. But I'm sure we can work our way around that. Cupboard. If I lift this up, which I'm not going to because you're sitting on it, we have a nice sink unit underneath with, and I believe we have got hot and cold running water on this boat, and we have a fridge underneath too. How good! So we've got all the basics there, and a fiddled panel on top too. Now we have got windows all the way around where we can with curtains on. Head height test, I'm 5'9". I'm not touching anything here because I'm just in the companionway section, but just here, that is about 5'9", 5'9.5". And it rakes down slowly as the as the foredeck moulding or the coach roof moulding comes down towards the bow. But in that direction, you'll generally be going to sit like I am, or to sleep, which I'm not, because that would be boring for you. Let me just put the door back again. So there we go. So in the saloon we have got carpet finish, which is very nice. I think that looks relatively modern, fairly new. The door's just closing on me again, that's fine. Down here we've got U-shaped seating. We have a water tank under here. The infill for this section is here. The cushion is in the stern cabin, and so we can make this into one lovely comfortable double bed if we want to, no worries at all. Big fiddle shelf all the way around, lovely big shelf behind here for your stuff. And underneath both of these sides we have storage. So there's a lid, hinge lid, which allows access to a big locker underneath there. Stereo speakers down here, another double socket there, clock and barometer, and the Eberspacher warm air heating, which sends out warm air through the boat through fittings like this, so it should all be nice and toasty on this boat. And we have a hatch above us as well to let in light and air, and indeed if you wanted to get out that way or stick your head out and talk to somebody, you can do that too, no problem. Okay, just to come this way then, we've got a nice locker here, plenty of room in there for your longer garments, stereo above, and if I just pick you up, stand by, we'll open this door here and I'll take you into this compartment and just place you there, hopefully you won't fall over, and this is the heads compartment. So we have an opening window, access to the wiring here, always good to get good access to the wiring, and nice that it's away when you're not needing it. We have a manual head sitting on the starboard side looking towards the port side, so athwartships. Nice and easy to clean down there, and a nice compartment, really good standing headroom. We've got a cubby hole here, a shelf here, a cubby hole behind there, so plenty of room for your toothpaste, your all of your aftershave, whatever it is you have in your heads, and a nice big sink unit as well. So a reasonable sized sink, hot and cold running water, and also a really nice moulding there for all your bits and pieces. Really well thought out. Okay, let's pick you up again, and I'll just put you for the penultimate time in what I'm referring to as the after cabin, not strictly speaking after cabin because there's no door here, but we've got always a crawl through here, and this is common and normal on a boat of this type because we're constrained by the moulding above, which is the helm, which is the companionway, etc. But once you're in, you can see it opens up, and we've got good sitting headroom for somebody who's reading a book, certainly on that side, possibly on this side, and a nice long berth which is athwartships across the boat. And really importantly, we've got ventilation from this side, and we've also got a window to the outside there that opens to allow ventilation from there too. Very good, hey? Okay, let's pick you up again for the last time, and I'll just place you back in the cockpit on the table, and I'll finish off and conclude by saying this has been Tim from Boatshed Yacht Brokers and Boatcare Sussex, taking you for a look around this Falcon powerboat, and I hope you've enjoyed the tour, hope you've got to see all the little bits and pieces, and if you'd like to see virtual reality tours of boats, we have tours of all our boats, dozens and dozens of them, from the smallest little yacht, tiny little cheaper to the most expensive, most glamorous cheap palaces in Brighton. Thanks for watching. Go to Boatshed Yacht Brokers on YouTube if you want to see those videos, and we hope to see you soon. Okay, take care.